guys, Yuki said that. Yuki's like, hey guys, welcome to KristenKellyTV. So right now it is 3:45 a.m. and I told myself I was not going to post any more videos where like I could be depressing or where people, you know, might be triggered by like my depression, because since I started doing these kind of videos I've lost about 50 subscribers, which isn't a lot, but I am a small YouTube channel. So for me, literally when I see that I've lost one subscriber, my first thought is like, well, what did I do? You know, what didn't they like? You know, when it's really like, for me, my YouTube channel is more that like we're a family, you know, we don't have like a name yet, you know, like, I know like, you know, people have like different names for their like, you know, their subscribers on YouTube. I don't have that, okay? Like I don't even have 10,000 subscribers, because when I do, I'm gonna be super happy. I'm like 500 away from 10,000. But the fact that I had people, like so many people kind of like unsubscribe kind of really hurt me, because, you know, I try to be 100% all the time with you guys. I don't sugarcoat things. I mean, I probably should sometimes, but I don't. I am just a very open person. I share with you guys like the good times and the bad times, you know. I'm not somebody that's just like, oh my god, my life is absolutely perfect and it's like super overproduced and there's like a million different camera tricks. Like, yeah, I have definitely done some videos like that where I was happier, but you know, like sometimes like life is shit. And you know, many of you know I'm like living in a hotel, and actually I have been living in a hotel for 3 months. Yesterday was the 3-month anniversary of when I first checked into this hotel. And literally when I checked into the hotel, the lady was like, oh, if you're here for 3 months, because it's like a long stay kind of hotel, like people check in for business and stuff. She's like, oh, if you stay for 3 months, Mochi, okay? If you stay for 3 months, you get like your tax sent back to you, because it's like $20 a night or something just in tax, or $30 a night in tax. So she's like, oh, if you stay here for 3 months. And when she had first said that, I was like, oh, that's crazy. No way am I going to be here in 3 months. Like, in my mind, 3 months from when I first checked in, I was going to be back in California. I was already going to be in esthetician school, and I was already going to, like, be in my dream house, was pretty much my thinking. However, just things happened that I could not foresee happening, and I have to be here until the end of this month for personal reasons with my family. So, yeah, you know, my parents' health isn't great, and it sucks because, you know, it sucks. Like, you can't take a magic wand and be like, ooh, cure everyone, or ooh, the world is a better place. So, you know, I have to be here till the 23rd of this month, which today is the 17th. So it's coming up on the 23rd. And I hope I don't cry talking about this. I found my dream house, like absolute perfect dream house. Somewhere I've like always wanted to live. And like perfect neighborhood, perfect house. The design is like mid-century classic, which is like what I really wanted. And then great pool, nice backyard for the dogs, and like perfect. Like it was absolutely perfect. There was even I forget the name of it, but it's kind of like an in-law suite. So there was like the house, and then right outside of the house, but not connected to the house, was a bedroom, a bathroom, and a living room, which would be perfect for me, because when I start doing like esthetician stuff at home, that could have been my spa, you know. like the lady that does my eyelashes, she actually just got a brick and mortar store, but she'd been working out of her home, and I just thought it was such like a nice setup she had, and I was really inspired by that, because I was like, oh my god, like I can do this. I can have my own like personal spa that people can come to, and it was so perfect because it like wasn't connected to the house. It was like its own house, like its own it would be like its own like miniature spot, like a bathroom, a bedroom, a living room. I was like, this would be perfect, you know, it'd be like a waiting area, and there's a bathroom, like it'd be so, so perfect. And then it's like not my actual, it's not inside of my house, so I wouldn't have to worry about things. I was just really excited. Like I just had this, like just thinking about that house made me so unbelievably happy. Like the happiest I've been probably in like 6 to 8 months. And it just seems like since my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, it's been like one bad thing after another. Like just like one bad thing happens, another bad thing happens, another bad thing happens, another bad thing happens. And it's just like, I do consider myself a very privileged person, and I do consider myself very lucky, and I'm super grateful that I get to live in a hotel. Like I'm living in a Hilton. That's great. I'm super lucky that I have food. I'm super lucky that I'm safe. I just don't know what's going to happen after the 23rd is my big thing. Is I don't know where I'm going to go. I wanted to go to Palm Springs, but my dream house, and you know, the lady, like literally for 3 weeks I've been talking to her, and for 3 weeks she's been like, oh, send me this paper and send me that paper and send me this paper. And for 3 weeks, like really has been stringing me along that I was going to get this house. And I would have done anything to get this house. And yeah, they were just like, sent me a Dear John email pretty much saying that I do not qualify to rent this house, which is absolutely insane because I have plenty of money in the bank. I just am not working right now because I'm going to be going to school, and my parents had no problem co-signing, and my parents make plenty of money, and I have plenty of money in my savings that I could have like paid for 2 years of living rent in this house, and they didn't care. Like, it was just that I don't have a job, and I was like, well, I'm going to school. Literally, school is, it's 5, sometimes 6 days a week, 8 hours a day is like the program I'm going to. And I literally can't work and go to school. Like, that's not going to happen. And I had told her that the very first phone conversation I had. So it's just like really heartbreaking and really perplexing to me why after like 3 weeks pretty much of me thinking that I was going to get this house, that now I have to look at other options. And it's really heartbreaking because yes, I totally can like move into a condo, or I could totally move into a townhouse or an apartment. But I really really wanted to be like over that, you know. I wanted a house. I just really wanted a house so bad. It's like I've been living in apartments and townhouses for a decade. Like, it just, to me, I wanted a house. I wanted a backyard for my dogs. I wanted my own pool. Like, everywhere in Palm Springs there's pools. Like, there has to be because it's so hot. And it's like all these apartment buildings, they have pools. It's like, oh, that's great. But it's like, I've rented houses, like Airbnbs, where I got to like have my own pool, and it was so nice and it was so refreshing. And like just being able to like go into your own pool, or like, it's different. I think that's just the point, is it's different. So I have decided that I am doing a 5-year plan. So I wrote out a 5-year plan. I just wrote this out. I don't know if these are really in any specific order. I just wrote them how they came to me. So in 5 years, I hope to God that my life is at a better spot, because right now I've been living in a hotel for 3 months. I'm having a horrible relationship with everyone in my family. I feel really disrespected, and I feel really let down by like most people in my life. Like I feel like I have like a million knives in my back right now. And I'm a super strong person, so for somebody like me to be just so overwhelmed with all of this is so just heartbreaking, and I really feel like I have no one. You know, like I was dating this guy, and I really felt like he had my back and he was there for me during all of this. And then tonight, you know, he just texted me like, "Oh, I'm not going to be there for you on the 23rd and all this stuff," and he said, "You're on your own." And just the fact that he said that to me was like I'm going through life-changing things that are killing me inside, and like the one person who I thought was there for me couldn't care less. So 5-year plan, and hopefully Kristen, in 5 years you're watching this and your life's a lot better. So I want to be an esthetician, and I want to have many degrees. I want to be able to perform microneedling. I want to be able to perform microblading, which is semi-permanent tattoos. I possibly want to go to school to be a nurse. You can do a 2-year nurse program, and if I could do that, then I could be certified to do Botox and do injectables. I want to perform tattoo removal, which is like another separate degree. And with doing tattoo removal, I want to have a clinic a few times a month where, for no cost, I want to have ex-inmates or people that just can't afford a tattoo removal. I want to do face tattoo removal and hand tattoo removal, because I know that, you know, we all make mistakes, and sometimes you think like, oh, I'm going to get these hand tattoos, or I'm going to get this face tattoo, or you go to prison and literally you don't see that there's going to be an outside world after, and then you can't get a job. And I know tattoo removal is really expensive, so I would like to, free of cost, do tattoo removal on people that can't afford it, because getting tattoos removed from their hands or face could mean that they could make a living for their families. I would like to own my own spa. If that is in my house or if that is its own spa, whichever, I would love to do. It would be amazing to have my own spa. It would also be amazing just if I had something like I was talking about before, with a house, with another separate little house next to it that I could work in. Honestly, anything I think would be great. The first one is great because it's like your own boss, you're doing everything yourself, and then maybe if, you know, my clientele built up and I needed to move, then maybe I could get a bigger spa. Have my own skincare line. I would like a vegan, cruelty-free skincare line. There's so many problems I have with so many different brands where things I feel like are not catered specifically to people. It's just kind of like this generic, like, oh, here is a toner, here is a moisturizer. And I find that there's so many products out there that it's so difficult for people to get to A, have an understanding about skincare, and B, have the right tools. You know, we're giving people that don't understand skincare things that they shouldn't be using. Or like, I mean, me myself, my pores right here were really enlarged, and I honestly thought that I just had large pores here. And I saw so many different dermatologists and so many different estheticians, and everyone just said, you have really large pores right here. And then I went to this one esthetician, and she was like, what are you using to wash your face? And I was like, I'm using glycolic acid. She's like, how many times a day? I'm like, twice a day. Every time I wash my face, glycolic acid. And she's like, you're using glycolic acid too many times, and that's why your pores are that enlarged. So I stopped using that, and I started using a $7, like Salicylic Acid Ass Wash. And the salicylic acid wash has changed my pores. My pores are so much smaller now. Like, I was putting on my makeup yesterday and I was like, wow, it's crazy. Like, you can't even see my pores right here. So even someone who, like me, is as educated as I am, I still get confused over things like the pores, you know, like that was confusing to me. So I'd love to have a cruelty vegan skincare line where we can customize things. Hopefully, you know, people can send me pictures of their skin, tell me what's wrong with their skin, and we can analyze it, maybe work with a dermatologist. Like, I just hate that they always are just like, go on birth control. Like, that's like every doctor's excuse for like bad skin for women. It's like, go on birth control and you'll be fine. When it's like, no, you are literally putting a Band-Aid, a very dangerous Band-Aid, over something that can easily be cured with just simple steps. Okay. I want to be fully vegan. Since I've been in Massachusetts, I have completely fallen off the vegan train. There is literally like 5 vegan places that are not close. I'm living in a hotel, and the hotel provides breakfast and dinner 4 days. They provide breakfast 7 days a week, and they provide dinner 4 days a week. And there are like no vegan options. So I kind of had to make a decision where I'm not eating vegan right now. I can't. When I go back to California, hopefully I can transition back into being vegan and in 5 years be fully vegan again. I want to own my own home. I think I've never in my entire life, I know people are like, the American dream, own your own home. I have never truly cared about that until now. Like, just trying to rent a house has been so difficult. It's like, you can rent an apartment, you can rent a townhouse. It's like, it's so difficult to rent a house, and especially a house that you love. So in 5 years, I would love to be a homeowner. That's like honestly just such a goal. And when I do go back to school, I am definitely going to get some type of like part-time job, because I think any amount of money, like any small amount of money that I'm saving up for to get a house or a down payment for a house would be amazing. Like, this whole experience has been so humbling to me, because I always felt like I'm a college graduate, I have all these degrees, I could do all these things. I don't want these like, you know, those low-income jobs. I'm too good for that. As of this point, I'm like, I would literally take a job where I was making $8 an hour, just because I am so bored. I am so like miserable being by myself all day. I'm like heartbroken that I can't get a house that I want, and which is so crazy, because like I literally sent like bank statements to these people, like, this is how much I have, like I could pay 2 years of rent, please just like rent me this house. And they were like, no, because you're not making, you know, 3 times the amount every month like from a stable job. I would like to have a classic car to put outside of my classic home. I would love to have like a pink convertible, like a pink caddy. Probably not to drive as much as just to like look at and bring to car shows. And I would really love to have a classic car. I mean, I don't need a classic car, but I just, when I was writing my 5-year things, I was like, that would be a cool goal. To be married to a good man. I know that I have often been up and down about the marriage thing. Like, sometimes I feel like I want to be married, but for the most part, I have felt like I have never wanted to be married. I have never felt like I needed to be married, or I wanted to be married, or there was a reason for me to be married. But the older I'm getting, the more I'm seeing how much I do want to be married. I kind of feel like I have partied and I've done a lot of stuff, and I've gone out there and I've been wild, and I would like to find somebody who I could go out and be wild with, and that we could have children together, and a house together and a family together and someone that's always there for you. Like, this definitely also has been something that I feel like I'm a very independent person, and I really wish I had like a significant other that was there for me this whole time. Like, even that guy I was dating, like him just like texting me today being like, you're on your own, you know, it's like something like that. It just like really got me, because I was like, you know, if I was married, I would have somebody like all the time, and I don't have anybody, you know. If Yuki died in the middle of the night, like, who am I gonna call? Like, just me. Like, that's all I have. So, yeah. I would like to have children or be about to adopt a child. I mean, I literally do not see a difference in having a child myself or adopting a child or fostering a child. So maybe in 5 years I could have a child or I could adopt a child. It doesn't really matter to me, but I would think in 5 years I would want to start a family. I would like to have 4 dogs. I mean, I would like to have way more than 4 dogs, but I think 4 dogs would be a good number. So in 5 years, if I could have 4 dogs, that would be great. Number 10, to travel. I've been to Paris and I had a horrible experience. I talked about that. I made a video about it. I got pistol whipped. But I'd like to go back to Paris. I'd like to go to Japan. Excuse me. I'd like to go to Japan, and I'd like to go to Italy, and I'd like to go to Ireland, and I would like to go to Australia, and I'd like to go to South Africa and Africa. Like, I'd like to, the world is so big, and I feel like I've been to such few places, and it really sucks, because it's like, there was this meme once, and it was like this picture of America, or of United States, and it was like, this is how Americans see the world. And it's so true. Like, Americans don't travel as much as people in other countries do, and I would really like to do some traveling. I'd love to go to Italy. I would love to go to Spain. I would love to go to all of these places, and that's another reason why it'd be great to have a husband, because he could watch the dogs if he wasn't coming with me. But hell, maybe he would come with me. Maybe that's the point of having a husband. You can have somebody to travel with. Alright, my number 11 goal is to make more than $1 million a year. So in 5 years, I would like to be making more than in 5 years, I would like to be making $1 million a year. So, that's my life updates, and those are my 5-year goals. I think my main goal, though, would just to be, like, happy and secure. Because if anything this past year has shown me is I'm not indestructible. I am just a person. And, you know, I'm gonna, like, just work my absolute hardest so my life gets better, because right now it sucks. It really does suck. And I think after the end of this month, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe if I can find a house in Palm Springs, I'll go there, but if I can't, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I know I can't live in this hotel anymore because it's really driving me crazy. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later.